I want to highlight a specific option trading strategy that I utilized this past week, actually just the last 2 days, and it happened on a Walmart play. But before we get into that, I want to give a shout out to the Trading Fraternity, the community on YouTube. I will put a link down in the description. I've spent a lot of time there the last 6 months. Pretty much every day I've tuned in for at least a little bit of time, if not for the whole trading session. Well, I can't even say that, but I have, spent solid like 5-6 hours on there, just, watching the news, watching the stock, kind of following how this stuff goes. I highly recommend it if you are looking to really learn all this stuff. The guy that runs the channel, Josh, is really phenomenal, really smart guy. Not for everybody, understandably. Not, everybody can't be for everybody, but just want to say that everything, or most of the things that I've learned about options trading, I've learned from that channel. Of course, I've sprinkled in my own little strategies here and there, but highly recommended. Okay. Also, none of this is a recommendation. This is just strictly for educational purposes only. It's for my purposes, as far as documenting my mindset, tracking my thoughts, my thought process as I've gone through, evolved through this investing options trading process. I just want to make that clear. I'm not, recommending anybody do anything that I'm talking about. This is just things that I've learned and I've experienced. And some ISIS news. It's always, it was pretty exciting. So, giving a little bit of background, and I guess the name of the strategy in regards to this is basically the get your initial investment back strategy, or buy two, sell one back, get your initial investment back. Basically a way to make your options trading less risky at the end of the day, and it's something that everybody could really get along with, because options trading is notoriously one of the riskiest investing strategies. Any option you buy has a high probability of going to zero. It's just what options do. If your option expires excuse me, out of the money, this is going to be a fun video to watch later. If your option expires out of the money, your option is worthless. And so if you spent $500 on an option and it falls out of the money, or if it finishes out of the money, then yeah, you're shit out of luck. The market doesn't care. They'll just take your $500. And where did it go? I don't know. Poof, there it is. It's gone. So this is a strategy to mitigate your losses and some of the psychological pressures and tortures that go with it. And oh my Jesus, oh my Lordin, what is happening? So without further ado, what do? Thursday morning, news drops that Microsoft, again, has been implicated in purchasing TikTok. There's the drama that's been unfolding over the last few weeks or so. Donald Trump is looking to ban TikTok, the Chinese tech company. All of you are familiar with it. Trump going to ban it unless an American company goes and actually purchases TikTok, right? So obviously that has a lot of implication for bottom lines, and that's something that's going to move stocks. So that news has dropped in relation to Microsoft previously, and it dropped again on Thursday. Now, I saw the news drop again. It happens on the Trading Fraternity, and like I said, I'll put the link down in the description. But saw the news, watched Microsoft. I looked to the option chain. I was going to make a purchase, thought about making a purchase, but prices started skyrocketing, and I wasn't in a mood to chase, which is really never a good idea. And so I held off of that one. I let it go by, and say la vie. Whoever purchased it, good on them. However, about 2 hours later, we got another news drop that Walmart was implicated in that very same deal, or it wasn't necessarily clear at that point, but Walmart's name was getting thrown into the mix in relation to purchasing TikTok, which I thought was very interesting, kind of out of left field. I mean, obviously Walmart doesn't seem like a company that would be, in the forefront of purchasing TikTok. But I guess they are looking to expand their tech and their online presence and things like that. So it was interesting. And this time I just didn't hesitate. And what I did was I went to the option chain. I went to the weeklies. I went to the contracts that expire tomorrow. So on Thursday, I was looking at the contracts that expire on Friday. Realistically, because I wanted to get I wanted to buy some contracts that actually were viable to go in the money. I mean, that was realistically my thought process, and also that were reasonably priced, that I could just purchase and not blow up the account with. So I found these expiring the next day, so in that they are already risky, but hence the price being so cheap. And I was able to get 2 of these for $35, or for a total of $70. Then what happened was, right after I purchased that, and we can go back to Walmart, news dropped, started spreading, people started going crazy buying it, price started shooting up, and literally within 15 minutes, so I purchased them at 11:10, and then you come over 11:22, I was able to sell back one of them for $123, getting my initial investment back and even a profit to boot. So within 15 minutes of making this purchase, a risky play has already gone to a successful play. I mean, you can't argue that it wasn't successful. I've already made a profit on the play, and I'm holding another contract still. All of the risk that was involved with that weekly contract, almost a daily contract expiring the next day, vanishes within 15 minutes. All of a sudden, all of that pressure is completely taken off, and now you have the liberty to hold the second contract for well, till expiration, really, if you would like to. And essentially that's what I did. And so again, with no pressure to be losing any more, to lose anything really at all, I was able to hold this contract through, and I held it the rest of Thursday, and then on Friday morning it gapped up another $4 or $5, and at that point I was happy with the profit. It was already sitting at over 1,000% on the gain, and so I did sell that second contract about 20 minutes after open. There was a little bit of a dance that went on in the morning. The stock did bounce around a little bit, but I was able to get that pretty nice. I think it was about 1,200% off the top on that. So through and through, it was a solid play, just strategically. I mean, as far as following the rules, not breaking the budget, not blowing up the account. I purchased 2 of them, which is a necessary step, at least for me at this point, because if I would have only purchased one of them, the pressure, you're unable to take the pressure off by selling back one and getting your initial investment back, and so the dance becomes that much more difficult. Do I sell it just after 100% gain? Do I risk this option contract going to zero? And if you've ever played options and purchased an option and watched those price fluctuations, how rapidly they go up and down, that can be very anxiety inducing. I was able to eliminate 90% of that anxiety, like I said, within 15 minutes. And just hold the second contract until essentially it's a strategy I will be utilizing again in the future. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that with you. Options trading is extremely risky, but the risks can be mitigated if you set rules for yourself, if you set budgets for yourself. I think it can be something that's viable. And yeah, hopefully that is educational in some way. Hopefully you learned something. Appreciate you watching the video. Drop a comment, like the video, subscribe, please, and thanks for watching. Again, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.